Hello guys, welcome to my stream. Hope you enjoyed the intro. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the video.
This is by far the biggest and craziest subscriber PC build I've ever done on the channel. Not only are we doing a high-end custom water-cooled build, but we're doing some mods and 3D printing. It's gonna be epic, so sit back and relax and let's begin. Does your back creak like a rusty hinge on your old chair? If sitting in that thing all day feels like you're one wrong move away from turning into a pretzel, it's time for an upgrade. The RSP Game G-Series gaming chair provides unmatched support with a highly customizable design, perfect for even the pickiest of butt cheeks. It features 7 detachable modules, allowing you to configure the chair to your body's proportions. I can even adjust the seat width so it can accommodate someone with a cake like mine. My personal favorite, however, are these armrests, which can be adjusted in 6 different directions. Check this out. You got height. You can rotate this a full 360 degrees. You can even adjust the angle of it. Name another gaming chair that can do this. I'll wait. And if you really want to have everything RGB in your setup, this chair has it too. With the number of color modes, you'll have more options than days in a year. So if you want to learn more, click my link down below to check out this chair. Your back and cheeks will thank you. So this subscriber goes by the name of WYD Stepbro. He wants to keep his real name anonymous, which I will respect. But WYD has a budget of $7,000. That is the cost of this entire system. But of course, having me build your PC comes with a bunch of perks. Perk number 1, you don't pay any tax on it. So tax on a $7,000 system will be about $700 in US, because the tax rate here in California is 10%. So already you have a savings of $700, good sir. And within that budget, we are tossing in a brand new, fresh Ryzen 9 7950X 3D processor for 2 reasons. Number 1, there's no way in hell I can recommend Intel right now, especially with what's going on with their CPUs crashing. And number 2, we kind of waited until the 9000 series launch so we can compare performance. And so far, this seems to be the king when it comes to desktop processors for productivity and gaming. So that is why we're sticking with this CPU. Yep, doesn't smell like disappointment. Now for the motherboard, we are going with the ASRock.
Of course, an ad pops up.
Now for the motherboard, we're going with the ASRock X670 Taichi Carrera. This is arguably one of the sexiest X570 motherboards in existence. Okay, right next to the Aorus ones, of course, but this was actually supposed to go in a different subscriber PC build, but then she ended up scamming me because anyways, it's a whole fiasco that I talked about in the last unboxing video. You guys can go watch that if you want. But I couldn't return the motherboard because I bought it already and it's been past the 30-day return period, so I figured I would give it new life into WD's build. Oh, I've unboxed this before, but my reaction is still the same. That is actually beautiful. You're missing out, Josie. You're missing out, I'm just saying. Oh, what? It comes with a fan? It comes with a marble theme fan to match the motherboard. I actually didn't even know this. That's cool. Clearly, I haven't gotten that much into the unboxing. It's nice and all, but I don't think we're going to be using the fan. We got way better fans for the build. So we'll put this aside. Oh, I almost forgot. Your next freebie is going to be a Windows operating system key, which we didn't factor in the original build cost. But instead of paying $200 for a full key from Microsoft, which makes absolutely no sense, we're going to pick it up from VIPyourCDK.com. They do sell Windows 10 Pro keys, but we're going to throw in a Windows 11 Pro free of charge. Using the code TS20 will give us a discount, dropping the price all the way down to around 20 bucks, I believe. And if you guys decide to pick up a key for yourself as well, don't forget to go into the user center up top on the right side. Then go into your past orders and click on View Key to reveal the CD key. Then all you got to do is copy and paste this into the Windows activation settings and you are good to go. This is a custom water cool build, so for the CPU block, we're going with the ROG Ryujin 3 water block. If you guys remember, I actually did a build with the black version a few months ago with the ROG BTF build, which came out looking amazing, by the way. So I'm just really happy they have a white version, which is gonna blend in with the color scheme so much better. And the color scheme, by the way, is gonna be mostly white with orange accents because WYD is a huge fan of Seven Deadly Sins. But there's a specific character in that anime that he's a huge fan of, and he goes by the name of Escanor. So we're gonna theme the build around Escanor, and I got some nice tricks up my sleeve. So here's your next freebie, WYD, an upgraded precision screwdriver kit. This is much better than the other one because it has 156 bits. It's got a much thicker handle, making it so much easier for PC builds and removing the tougher screws. It's got a storage compartment, a magnetic tip, your tweezers, your pliers, but more importantly, check this out. It's even got a built-in extension to get into those really hard to reach places. It's the same exact price as the previous screwdriver kit, and it's available on Amazon. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll drop a link to it down below. But for you, WYD, it's on the house. For memory, we're going with, wait, what? Oh, I forgot we're going with 96 gigs. Okay, yeah, well, I guess we're going with 96 gigs of memory with the Corsair Dominator Titaniums in white. This is running with a frequency of 6600 MTs. This is a personal choice from WYD. He likes the look of the Titaniums, and I am not going to disagree. These are some nice looking memory sticks, and at the end of the day, you know, we do what the subscriber wants. If the subscriber wants Titaniums, we're going with Titaniums. For storage, we do have some nice options over here. So the operating system will be put on the MP700 Pro. This is a 4TB M.2 SSD on the PCI Gen 5 interface. So we'll use one of the PCI Gen 5 lanes for this drive. We also have mass storage on the 4TB MP600 Core XT. And then we have a 2TB backup drive on the MP600 Core XT as well. Okay, so the case we're going with is gonna be the Lian Li O11 Evo RGB in white, but we're gonna be doing a lot of modding to this case. The first thing I wanna do is add this really cool motherboard RGB tray inside the case first. If you guys remember, I did something similar with the black and green build for another subscriber, but that was only for the top and the right side. This actually goes all around the motherboard, so I think it's gonna look so much nicer. This also wasn't included in the original parts list, so consider this on the house.
Gosh dang.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Holy Shasha.
All right, next up is the power supply. Originally, we decided to go with a 1000-watt power supply in the original parts list, but I decided to upgrade you as well. So we're tossing in a 1300-watt power supply, and we're going with the brand new Edge from Lian Li. Oh, this is the first time I'm seeing the white in person, and I gotta say, this is it. This is it, Chief. So there's a lot of really cool things about this power supply. For starters, it comes with really nice braided white cables with white connectors. On top of that,
very nice white
connectors are
cables.
also shifted over here on the side, so it's easier to plug in. But the coolest feature, I think, is the additional USB header extension. So you plug one end into your motherboard, giving you 4 extra USB 2 headers to use, which is awesome.
Yep, it is. My PC was like that.
So the graphics card we're going with is the RTX 4090 Strix in white. And at the time of making the parts list, the cost for both the black and the white one were the same, so it just makes sense to go with the white one, because with the white edition, you get the collectibles. So this card is what he was after, along with what's in this bag. The Asus ROG Collector's Ring. He specifically wanted these two, and he could only get the ring with the white edition, so it's the same cost anyways, it doesn't matter. Plus, another benefit of going with the white card is that it will have a much higher resale value compared to the black one. So if later down the line he decides to upgrade to an RTX 5090, he can install the heatsink back into the card and sell it for much higher than the black version. Now for the water block, I decided to go with the Phanteks G40 Glacier series. This is the exact same one I used in my wife's build. If you guys remember, she also has an RTX 4090 Strix graphics card. This is arguably one of the cleanest white colored water blocks in the market, hence why I think it's gonna fit perfectly inside this build. Oh yeah, this build is about to get serious.
Sorry about that.
Okay, I didn't expect the card to be that low to the bottom, because apparently on the ASRock Taichi, the PCI slot is shifted down by 2 slots, as you can see, to make room for the M.2 SSD cover. So it kind of looks weird, I guess. I'm not really used to the card being closer to the bottom, but I think we'll still have space for 360 rad and the fans. Worst case scenario, if we do run out of space, we can shift the entire tray 1 slot up. So we'll have way more space on the bottom to work with, but I don't think it's gonna be an issue, to be honest. All right, so for cooling, we're gonna toss in 2 of these bad boys, the XR5 360 in white from Corsair. And then for the fans, we're gonna toss in 6 Unifan Infinities from Lee & Lee. We're gonna go with 3 reverse blades on the bottom for intake, and then 3 regular fans on the top for exhaust. Perfect balance, neutral pressure in the case, just the way I like it, baby. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like how close the fans are to the graphics cards. We also don't have space to route the cable underneath and towards the back. It is extremely, extremely tight if you look at it from this side. And this actually throws off the entire balance of the PC. It just seems very bottom heavy because of the motherboard. So I think what we can do is just raise it up by 1 inch, and that should balance everything. Okay, that looks so much better. We now have enough space on the bottom to route through the GPU cable, and overall it just looks way more balanced. All right, next up, we're going to install quite possibly the MVP of this entire system, our distro plate provided by SteelKey Customs. I don't know if you guys remember, but I actually used a SteelKey Customs distro plate a long time ago on the channel doing a water-cooled build. Well, this one over here is specifically designed to work with their O11 Evo RGB cases, but the cool thing about this design is that it has a universal mount on the back. It has cutouts in each corner that replicate a 240mm radiator. So in theory, if your case has a bracket that also supports a 240mm radiator, then you can technically still mount this. So remove the bracket as well. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so if we flip this around and put the AIO in the back here, you can see that the brackets
Not
align
AIO.
with the holes on the distro plate for the top and the bottom, making this a universal distro plate that works with most cases. Now this does come with its very own pump, so let's go ahead and pop this in here. Oh, the build quality on this distro plate is really nice. I've worked with a bunch of distro plates before. This is definitely up there in terms of quality.
Stand a chance to win 250K with Cadbury, the chocolate of champions.
Damn, boys and girls, damn indeed. This is looking like a true monster gaming PC, if I say so myself. We are finally getting into the fun stuff. We're about to do the tube runs and then fill it with coolant and then power it up. WYD will be here in 2 days to pick up the PC, and he has no idea what the PC is gonna look like. He's gonna absolutely flip when he sees this in person. I think we're still on track to finish it by then. All right, let's go ahead and hook up the cables that I ordered for this system. We're not gonna go with the streamers anymore because it's too heavy on the RGB. He told me specifically to kind of tone down on the RGB, so I feel like this would be the best time to add in some really nice premium cables. And I brought out the big guns, you guys. I ordered some cables from Ensourced Mods.
That looked like mustard cables.
I think there was a mistake.
A few minutes later.
So I don't know where the mistake happened, but I got the wrong 12 VH power cable extension. I was supposed to get the 12 VH power cable extension, male to female, but I got the male to dual 8-pin, which won't even work with the 49. You need triple 8-pin for it to work. So we can't use these cables. We're 2 days away. There's no way I can order new cables now. Why did I not check this out sooner? I got this in like last week and I kept it in the box up until today. I should have opened it and checked it. Fuck! The rest of the cables are fine, I think. I don't remember doing 3 cable combs. I could have sworn I asked for 5. Something went horribly wrong at one point, and I don't know exactly where, but we're just gonna have to work with what we got. These are the 8-pin EPS cables. I think these are fine. Let's plug them in, why not? Okay, luckily I was able to find one 12 VH power cable extension in my inventory. I think with this, we can still somewhat salvage the build. Although, you know, the custom cables would have looked so much nicer. Wait, what? This doesn't even work. Wait, what? This doesn't even work. What cable did they send me? What? That's insane. What the heck? I'm so confused. Anyways, yep, we're just gonna have to go with this. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's also not amazing. I'm hoping it would go unnoticed once all the lights are on and the tubes are done and all that, but unfortunately, that is our only option right now. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is fill in the empty space here in the back. Now, I don't wanna just throw in a fan because number one, it's boring, and number two, it's gonna throw off the neutral pressure that we have going on in the case. So I thought it'd be a really good idea to add a monitor in the back here to act as a second display mostly for aesthetics. I mean, you can technically use this monitor and do whatever you want. Like you can add a sensor panel on there to monitor hardware information, but it's mostly going to be for aesthetics because we're going to put a badass video wallpaper on here that's going to complement the Escanor theme that he likes. But the biggest problem with this is I can't just simply put it on here because it is going to look atrocious. The black bezel around the monitor is going to completely throw out the color scheme. So I figured I would hit up my boy Danny from the server and design a custom plate for it. We actually ended up designing a few things for the PC. The first thing was a cover for the 7-inch display. Not only does it have to cover the ugly black bezels, but we had to find a way to cover the 4 standoff holes in the corners. We had to cover the cables that plug into the back, all while providing some way of mounting the whole thing against the back without the use of any screws. To do all of our 3D printing, I used the Bambu Lab X1C printer. This is one of the most feature-rich flagship 3D printers on the market. And as I said before, I'm bringing out the big guns for this subscriber PC build, so we gotta go with the best. Working with the X1C was extremely easy because it provides fully automated workflows and AI-aided print job monitoring. The AMS can hold up to 4 different kinds of filament, and it's compatible with a wide range of high-performance filaments, meaning we can do some complicated multi-material and multi-color projects. So the first prototype didn't come out that great. It fit the entire display, but it was too bulky to fit in the rear case. So we had to trash that idea and go with a different approach that involved multiple pieces. We were getting closer with the second prototype. However, the design just wasn't there. I was able to fit the monitor in the back and cover the bezels, but the cables were still visible. The third and final prototype solved all the problems, and it took about 2 weeks to finalize because of all the back and forth and the trial and error. Danny would design it, he would send over the files, and I would print it here and test it with the case to see what needs to be changed. This was the perfect size. It covered the bezels and the cables while providing a flat surface to attach to the back of the case using some 3M tape. One thing to note is that I actually replaced the default cables with much thinner ones. That way it's easier to bend and work with. By the way, I'll leave a link to all the print files along with everything I used for this setup down below if anyone wants to buy it and do the same exact thing with their PC case. So in the Deadly Seven Sins anime, Escanor has this iconic mustache. It's one of his main traits, and WYD asked me to somehow incorporate that in the build. Well, I actually found this empty spot underneath the display that I thought we can utilize. So we ended up 3D printing the mustache, which is fairly thick, so it kind of protrudes out. This will go right underneath here with some 3M tape, and I'll paint it in orange when my acrylic paint comes in later today. Another thing WYD wanted to showcase in this build is the axe that Escanor uses in his battles. He calls it the Divine Axe Rita, and it's another iconic weapon from the anime. The hardest part is finding a way to incorporate that in the build without making it seem forced. So I thought it would be a genius idea to use it as a GPU sag bracket. That way it would not only contribute to the theme of the build, but also add a bit of functionality. I mean, realistically, there isn't much of a GPU sag anyways because it's got a water block on it, but I thought this would be the perfect way to incorporate the axe in the build nonetheless. Now the problem was that the original model was way too large, so we had to downscale it. And when you downscale a model that isn't designed to be downscaled, bad things happen. Luckily, Danny is a man of many talents. He spent the whole night remodeling some of the parts, including the handle. That way it would be more thicker and sturdier. And this is the final product. It fits perfectly underneath the GPU and it sits between 2 of the fans. The only thing missing is some paint. Overall, my experience with the printer has been fantastic. I've had no issues with it, no bad prints, it hasn't broken down. I don't even have to do any maintenance to it. I simply pull out the print sheet when it's done, I remove the print, clear the sheet, and put it back in for the next project. It's so easy that even I could do it, and that's saying a lot. I've actually even started printing stuff off camera from my office. Actually, I think it's ready. I actually just finished printing this tiny little tray which will help me separate the screws for my upcoming PC builds. This is gonna come in clutch actually. But yeah, if you guys are looking for a solid and reliable 3D printer, Bambu Labs is your next printer. I'm not even kidding, okay? It doesn't get better than this. Their X1C is their flagship model, but if you guys want something on the lower end, check out their A1 instead. I'll drop a link to both printers. Okay, so after I just got done talking about the front cover, I'm starting to have some doubts because looking at it from this angle, we can clearly see there's a gap between the front plate and the case, and I don't like that. It's very noticeable, and we need to find a way to close the gap. So I spoke to Danny, he sent me a new design. It's actually currently printing right now. The new design will be done in about 30 minutes or so. But in the meantime, I feel like we can continue working on the build until the print is done. Let's go ahead and install our CPU block. Now in terms of tubing, originally I wanted to go with hardline clear PETG, just so we can showcase the vibrant orange coolant going through it. But honestly, I've been kind of leaning towards the frosted acrylic as of late. I haven't done one in a while. In fact, the last one I think was Big Red version 4, and it came out looking amazing. But I think the frosted acrylic will look so much nicer in this build and will complement the theme a lot better. So this is 14 millimeters here, and in terms of the fittings, I do have a bunch of white Corsair fittings from the last build. So with that said, let's bring down the black borders, cue the music, and begin the epic montage.
The cocoa bean, the magic behind the chocolate.
Wet or dry cough? For relief from both, try new Benylin wet and dry cough syrup.
I gotta ask, man, what is up with the interesting username on Discord?
That's just what because I got my PC 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then that's just what I've been using. That's what my friends basically gave me.
Okay. You said you want to keep your name out of the video, so I've been calling you WYD the entire time, so we'll keep you anonymous. But yeah, what's going on in your mind? Talk to me right now, just standing right here in front of the PC.
I'm nervous.
Nervous, as I can tell.
Anxious.
Yeah. More nervous because it's the camera, or more nervous because you're gonna potentially see your dream PC?
The PC.
So mostly the
it's
PC.
something I've been wanting to do since I got my other one. Literally, as soon as I built my other one, I wanted to upgrade it.
Okay.
So.
I see. I gotta ask you then, man, because there's so many other places that do custom PCs and water-cooled builds. Why me out of everyone on this planet? Why'd you choose me?
Well, before I even got my PC, I started watching you, and I've seen all the other subscriber builds that you've done.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna at least try him, and if it goes, I know it's gonna be great. So.
Okay. So you're coming into this knowing that I'm gonna knock this PC out of the park, like build your dream PC. It's gonna hit all the checklists, basically. Okay, cool. I spent a lot of time on this, obviously because it's water cooled and stuff, so I put a lot of extra care and love, and I know you've been a huge fan of Escanor, so I try to put some elements in there as well, but also not to kind of pollute the build. I want it to look really nice, so here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2,
That looks so cool.
I love it.
It's quiet, right?
Yeah, that is very
it's
quiet.
so quiet. The pump is really quiet on that.
Like,
You can't even
yeah,
hear it, right?
like right next to it, you can kind of hear it going.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What do you think of the color scheme? That's what you wanted, right? White and
Yeah.
orange?
That pretty much matches exactly what I wanted.
Nice, nice. What
Yeah.
about all of the Escanor elements?
Like, I love this.
You noticed the axe?
Yeah, I noticed
Okay.
the axe. I barely noticed the mustache. I was gonna ask about one of these LCD screens.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah, I was like,
this was not even planned at all.
I was
just
like, I
decided
didn't
to throw
know
it in
if there would be room, but I
Okay.
like that.
Nice. So you can change the wallpaper on any of them, obviously, but I just put the ones that you were kind of into. I know that's Escanor's final form, right? Ultimate form back
This
there?
one, yeah, that's called the one.
The one, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And that's the Cruel Sun that he's about to do.
Yep.
And then the Axe Rita.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, Rita.
Rita, yeah.
And by the way, I
iconic
might be
mustache.
getting GTA 5.
So
It's on
I try to put
Nintendo
like
right now.
subtle
It's
like theme items in there, but not too much to where it takes away from the beauty
Yeah.
of the build.
almost like
I think
$9
it's just right. But you can change the
About
colors and everything. You can change the
$US.
colors of the case, the fans. I just kind of set it to
So it's
some parts are orange, but mostly white, just so you can bring out the system.
Yeah, it looks.
24
Final
bucks
rating
right
on
now.
the PC.
That's a 20 out of 10.
20 out of 10. Nice.
I love that.
Awesome. Awesome. What do you think?
I think it looks really cool.
Is it better than his old PC?
I did his old one.
Oh, you did it. Oh, then Where? What state are you coming from?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a day and 8-hour drive back.
Wow. But you guys flew here.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You guys are prepared for the trip back?
No.
Before you guys go, got some little surprises for you. This is one of my biggest projects, so as a thank you, I'm hooking up with the ColoPlay. I don't know if you know what this is. It's kind of like a PC desktop macro thing. You can control like the lights. You can add, set macros to it.
Okay.
You have a setup, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you can add this to your setup and get ready for Setup Wars. You probably have a million of these, but I had to get one for the.
I was looking for that one.
Really?
'Cause She went to
Yes.
Vegas.
I was in Vegas and I could not find it.
She went to a pop socket store.
Really?
Or not a pop socket, but a pop store. They only had Meliodas. She could not find that one.
No way. I literally got this from Amazon.
Oh.
So that's cool. So I put figurines in some parts of the PC, and as I was doing the B-roll, you'll see it in the video. But it didn't make sense to leave it in there because
Yeah.
it took up too much space. He's too big.
He'll probably live up here anyway when it
Yeah,
gets
that'll be dope. That'll be dope. ROG sent some pretty cool stuff. This is the Omni figurine. You can have this as a collectible, but this is actually one of my favorites.
Kinda
I'm
cool.
giving away to you. I don't know if you guys are a big fan of Jenga, but it's a black and red ROG Jenga
Ooh.
puzzle you guys can
That's
play.
kinda
Maybe
sick.
take a stop on the
I
way
play
back home
Jenga
and
like every day then.
play a few.
Wait, those are
There's some
free?
other stuff in here, like a journal, screwdriver kit. I gave you some freebies in the build, which weren't added at all. You guys will see the video when it comes up. Also, I don't know what your internet situation is like, but I'm hooking up with a mesh system from ROG as well. Did you order the custom mouse pad already or no?
I did.
You did,
I
okay.
do have the mouse pad.
You got it already?
Yes.
How did it come out?
It looks pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was gonna send you a free mouse pad, so give me that order number and we'll refund you that cost. Okay. The least I can do is give you a free Texworth mouse pad. But yeah, overall, are you happy with the PC?
Yes, it looks amazing.
No regrets bringing it to me, having me build it.
Not at all, because I would have. If I would have done it, it wouldn't have looked like this.
It would have liked it. Yeah, nice. But yeah, man, enjoy your PC. I'm gonna head out here, guys. If you enjoyed the video, as always, drop a like. I'll drop a link to everything I used in WID's PC down below if you guys want to somewhat mimic it.
Okay, so I might end
Yeah,
the
thanks
stream
for watching,
right
and I'll see
here.
you guys in the next one.
Oh, my bad.
Always, there's always someone.
I just watched your video from
Yeah.
yesterday too.
It's all good, man. It's all good.